Hello, 1 2 1 2. There we go. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. 1 2 3. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Talk to me, Dave.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. We have Ray Biggs here on the call here at the Utica Memorial Auditorium.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I don't know why it's so quiet, but we're gonna figure it out, I guess. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Game's up.
Yeah, everything is what it should be.
Yeah, everything.
It's just not. Hold on. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Man, that's quiet. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Okay. 1 2 1 2. Did I do this right? Yeah, I did it right. Okay. Let me figure this out. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hey, how we doing? Pretty good. Yep.
I don't need a spot. I'm going to sit down there, but I can grab stats if it's easier. Okay, yeah. Okay, I brought a flash drive, so.
1 2 1 2.
Load it on there, and I'm good to go. Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Just trying to get it figured out. 1 2 3. I'm coming back overhead. Just to try to get this all taken care of. 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. I don't know why this is so quiet. That's what's kicking me right now. I have no idea why this is quiet. Wait. What is it? Let me take that off. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. No, that didn't really. Let me make sure that that's set what it needs to be. None of those buttons got hit. How about this? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, that is what it should be. I don't know why this is doing this. Let me double check. I'm gonna do this real quick. Hello. Why am I quiet in here? I don't get it.
Yeah,
that's
I can't
a
hear
stereo.
you now.
That's a stereo out. I'm trying to figure this out. It shouldn't be that quiet. Why? Why would I be that quiet? Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I'm still very quiet. Hello, 1 2. This is all very weird to me. As to why that would be that way. Hello, 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. Check 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. That should do it, I think. 1 2 1 2 1 2. We will double check this as soon as the stream actually. Oh wait, you've got it up now? Okay, show it to me. Unmute it. Make sure it's unmuted. Let's try it. Okay. Refresh it. Let's try to get a little bit closer to the time that it actually is. That might help. One, two. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. And that's it on max right now? Okay. How about now? Let's try this. 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I don't know if maybe the electronics got cold. I don't know. Testing 1 2. One, two. Okay. It's going to have to suffice on that front, I think. Cool.
I can't hear anything right now, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, because I did that. Just trying to figure it out. Maybe that's it. Hello, hello. 1 2. Ooh, that might be the button. That might be the button right there. That might be our ticket, kids. Let's find out. One, two. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 3. Update. Okay, cool. One, two. Testing, 1 2. Testing, 1 2. Testing, 1 2. Coming back across one final time just to make sure that that button works. 1 2 3. Check 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 3. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. Check 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Testing. 1 2. Check 1 2. Actually, let me try it out of this return device and see what happens. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Okay. 1 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get on your feet and welcome your Utica Pioneers!
1 2 3 1 2 3.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Athletic Bank Center at Utica Memorial Auditorium for today's season opener featuring the Morrisville State Mustangs and your Utica College Pioneers. Introducing today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Morrisville State Mustangs. In goal, a 5'5" freshman from Eden, New York, number 1, Adriana Harmon. On defense, a 5'6" junior from Southwell, Ontario, number 11, Shine Kennedy. On defense, a 5'5" freshman from Troy, Michigan, number 12, Madeline Ox. At forward, a 5'10" senior from Campbell River, British Columbia, number 52, Madison Devlin. At forward, a 5'6" senior from Burlington, Ontario, number 14, Ava Tower. At forward, a 5'2" junior from Hamilton, Ontario, number 8, Mackenzie Lombardi. Morrisville State is coached by Melissa Lamato and assisted by Bradley Hefner. And now for your Utica College Pioneers. At 45, freshman from Boston, New York, number 6, Carlos Lona. At 45, sophomore from Warren, Massachusetts, number 87, Georgie Zantulo. At 45, freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina, number 16, Carolina Watney. On defense, a 6-foot senior from Steamboat Springs, Colorado, number 27, Becky Brown. On defense, a 5-foot sophomore from Hamburg, New York, number 14, Serena Fissery. In goal, a 5'9" sophomore from Huntington Beach, California, number 31, Savannah Gutierrez. Your Pioneers are coached by Jake Lawson, assisted by Jackie Solomito, and Amanda Truitt.
And so we welcome you into the Adirondack Bank Center at the Utica Memorial Auditorium for Utica College Women's Hockey on the Empire 8 Conference Digital Network and UCPioneers.com. It's a non-conference matchup to open the campaign for the Pioneers as they host the Morrisville State Mustangs, about 45 minutes to the southwest. Ray Biggs and Dave Cooney with you as we get set to kick off what should be an exciting 2019-2020 season. And for the Utica side, they were 16-9-1 a year ago, a goal from advancing to the conference semifinals where they were a year prior. But a youthful exuberance highlighting this team this year. A lot of new faces joining the fray, in addition to experienced players like Lexi Staniszewski, Georgie Santulo, Becky Brown, and Bria Riley. Riley will not get the start today. It will be Savannah Gutierrez, kind of keeping with that youthful theme. The sophomore with a little bit of action last year, but this is going to be just her third career start here today.
Yeah, for her last year, 123 minutes played, 3 goals allowed, 27 saves on 30 shots, a .900 save percentage for the former Anaheim Lady Duck. We're probably going to see her tested very early, Ray. This is still a very potent Morrisville lineup when you talk about goal scoring, Ray.
And, of course, Anaheim actually coached in part by former Pioneer assistant coach and player Stephanie Yates. That's the organization that also produced Megan Myers. So we'll see what Gutierrez brings to the table today as she is opposed at the other end in goal by Adriana Harmon, the freshman from Eden, New York, taking over for Caroline Arvik between the pipes this season for head coach Melissa Lamato. Puck is down. We are up and running. This will be Morrisville's 4th game of the year. They're 0-2-1 to start the campaign, but they have played some challenging teams so far, coming off a loss most recently at the hands of William Smith. Long shot by Brown. That was tipped by Santulo on the bottom of the right circle. Fishing for it out of the corner, Carolyn Whitney, one of the freshmen, one of the newcomers to this Pioneer roster, backed out of the zone and dropped right back in over the line by Serena Fitzery. Fitzery, a sophomore, 5'4". Dave Clausen expecting some big things this year out of the Western New Yorker. Now a break in front, rising shot, and that came in and out off the side of the pipe for Rylot. The light did come on, but they will play on after it redirected its way out to the far wing side. What a shot for the freshman out of Cobourg, Ontario, Maggie Rylot, with a absolute zipper to the post.
Yeah, beautiful shot there by Rylot early on to get some pressure on the Morrisville goaltender.
Santulo driving wide, dropped off to the goal line. Rylot circling around, bottom of the right circle. Tried to sweep it in towards goal. A good tie up there by Alana McDonald. And here come the Mustangs the other way. She's got Lawson in support. McDonald walking in, tried to go block her side and missed the wrister wide to the left. It caught the glass. 18:39 to play. We are in the first period. Kira Borsoi circling back with it. Tips it to the corner for the native Minnesotan, Lindsay Winter. Winter jams that across her own blue line. Sioux City not able to receive it cleanly as she lost an edge. And the Mustangs will back the Pioneers back down into their own end. Mosconis with the dump. As Melissa Lamato looks to make changes, she's very familiar with the Serena. In fact, she was Utica's first ever captain back in the fall of 2001. Went on to coach here as well. 18:04 to play in the first period. Morrisville tipping this behind the net, collected by Winter. Winter jammed up the far boards to Morgan Lieb, another one of the freshmen we'll see a lot of here today. Cross ice it comes to Borsoi. She'll headman it up the right wing side in front of the bench where it's gathered in by Abby Lillis. And now redirected back into Pioneer territory for a Mustang icing. 17:43 to play, opening period. Utica coming off of an 11-6-1 record in the UCHC and continuing their consistent playoff qualification trend, which has improved to 17 in the last 18 years.
Yeah, that's a very, very good number, especially with Coach Dave Clausen's 18th year. 17 of those years he's been here, he has been in the playoffs. That's quite a testament to these teams that he's been able to put together. And hard to imagine, some of these players have probably been around as long as he's been coaching at Utica College.
Hannah Beckman takes the face-off, wins it cleanly. To the point to Silva. Silva directing it to Ava Suda. And down to the left side corner where it will rotate back to the right side. In there is Taylor Finney for the Mustangs. She tried to whip it up the boards. And hold on just a minute, a equipment malfunction here. The near side door to the visiting locker room just broke open. and it has since been closed up.
Yeah, that's definitely not a thing you want to open there, especially if you're skating. That's a heck of a fall, Ray.
That, I believe, for American Hockey League games might be where the officials enter through. 17:20 to go, first period. The Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins are in town tonight to take on the Utica Comets. Up to their own blue line, it's Ava Suda. Suda on along for Serena Fitzery down the left side. As she tried to dangle forward, that was swept off of her tape. Correction, that's Shay Counts, who came in to the program last year, really did not get an opportunity to play. And now as a sophomore out of Arvada, Colorado, getting the opportunity to go here on opening day. 16:48 to go. We are in the first period. This one is sent all the way down. Becky Brown looking over her shoulder and tips it off the boards left side. It was intended for Erica Sloan, but Morrisville, a great job to stall out the Pioneer breakout there. Utica will look for more options. Suda from out of the back looking for two targets presented deep in the neutral zone. That was Erica Sloan and Georgie Santulo, and now here's Santulo peeling off of that scrum with the puck. Down below the goal line to Sloan. Sloan trying to protect it away from Shine Kennedy, the leading scorer out of the gate for this Mustang team. A blue liner, a goal and 3 assists for 4 total points. Down the left wing side, here's Lombardi. Lombardi centering, a chance for Morrisville, and Devlin just sent it wide. She was an 11-goal scorer a season ago, but not able to get that one on cleanly against Gutierrez. 15:55 to go, first period, and the right side post behind Gutierrez has come free.
Yeah, early on right now, the Pioneers got a lot of pressure early on, causing some chaos there from that first-year goaltender here for the Mustangs. However, it seems like momentum's changed just a little bit, where the Mustangs have been able to put quite a bit of pressure here on Utica College with 15:54 left here in the first period, Ray, and looks like there's going to take me a couple of extra moments here while they try to fix this net.
Yeah, the ice crew, I think, is going to be called on to help fix these pegs, and with 15:54 to go in the first period, head referee Steve Urbanky is waving over to the corner in an effort to get the ice crew out here to fix that goal peg behind Savannah Gutierrez.
Yeah, overall this series, while we have a moment, Utica College leads the overall series 4-2. The last game within the Utica area was in Clinton about 2 years ago, but this is actually the first game for the Mustangs in the Utica Memorial Auditorium since 2016, Ray. It's been quite a while since they made an appearance here at the Aud.
15:54 to go in our first period. Now a member of the ice crew will come out with the cordless drill in an effort to get that peg a place to stand. And it's an interesting coaching matchup that we have here this afternoon between Dave Clausen and Melissa Lamonto. Of course, Melissa played over 100 games at Utica over 4 years. Later went on to be an assistant coach under Dave Clausen, was the primary assistant for a number of years, and then has come back as the visiting head coach for 3 different teams. SUNY Canton, SUNY Morrisville, and back in 2009, Adrian College. And that was a long, long time ago, and I'll never forget that day for a number of reasons. Namely, it's the first game that I ever saw here.
Wow. That's taking us back quite a bit, Ray.
And to even kind of add another layer to that, Sports Information Director Laurel Seimer up here at the press box down to my left was on the team at the time at Utica. So the first time that Melissa Lamonto came back as a head coach, a lot of us up here were at the game in some way, shape, or form. 15:54 to go here in the first period, and it looks like the pipe behind Gutierrez has been taken care of. We'll see who might come out with a little bit more juice here, a little bit more momentum following that extended stoppage. And it's worth noting the Pioneers last year very good when the first goal was up for grabs. 15-1-0. They scored the first goal 16 times out of 26 games in total. Great break ahead by Erica Sloan. Sloan has a 2-on-1, feeds it across to Whitney, and it was just out of her reach. A great rush off the draw. Sloan peeling off, and that shot was blocked on its way through. Lawson scrambling over to clear the puck for the Mustangs, and here they come the other way. McDonald down the right side, rising shot that whistled by the glove of Savannah Gutierrez and out to the corner. 15:25 to go in our first period. And here comes Santulo dancing down the right wing the other way. Being pestered by Mosconis. Mosconis getting positioning there in front of the sophomore forward. Pried it out of the scrum, sent it up the boards. Keeping the pressure on is Holly Silva. She came downhill on that pinch. A freshman out of Boston, Massachusetts, Holly Silva. Expected to get a lot of time on the Pioneer blue line this year. Mustangs clear at the length of the surface, and this will be an icing call on Morrisville State. Morrisville, a period of change in their own right this year. While Utica has a lot of new faces in the mix, and there's a few other things league-wise that I can talk to, Morrisville has changed conferences entirely. They have left the Colonial and are now under the auspices of the NEWHL alongside a lot of their SUNY brethren. So the Plattsburghs, Oswego, Potsdam, they're part of that group now.
And also include Plattsburgh.
Yup, the defending national champions. Won it over Hamlin out in Minnesota. 14:41 to play in the first period. And a race down the left side, Kendra Johnston. Johnston gaining the zone. And you know who else was part of that NCAA tournament last year, David? It was these Morrisville State Mustangs. They were in the quarterfinals. A lot of success in the Colonial Hockey Conference under Melissa Lamano the last few years. Goal line extended, Silva off the dasher, and this one will leak its way through after Olivia Hershey had her stick lifted by Alana Palometa. 14:10 to go, first period of play here at the Utica Memorial Auditorium. It skipped off the backhand of Hershey, now left forward for Johnston, or rather Sierra Voller. Voller dumping this one in deep. Right there on it for Utica to move it forward was Fitzery. Fitzery to Lillis. Lillis couldn't handle it immediately, but Sioux City came in support and now dealt back to the Blue Liners, where Fitzery will traffic the puck up the left-hand side and just missed Morgan Lieb, her intended target. 13:37 to go in the first period. Pioneers came out with a really solid opening push, especially with a lot of younger players out there. Down the right side, Lombardi, or rather Kendra Johnston. Johnston pulling this to the wide area on the right wing side. Puck trickled back behind the net. And now lofted forward by Lillis. Cross ice. Chine Kennedy will be right there on it for the Mustangs. And look to spin it up the strong side to Voller. 13:08 to go in the opening frame. This one is entangled in front of the Mustang bench. Devlin giving chase on it as Becky Brown launches the puck forward into the high neutral zone. And here comes Maddie Pados. Pados pulls up a shot just beyond the hash marks, and the save will be made by Adriana Harmon. 12:53 to go in the first period. A lengthy shot there for Pados, but she had the lane to the net, and she took it.
Yeah, 3-on-3 matchup. Pados had a nice shot there from the deep slot, just not able to convert, goes right into the midst of the Morrisville netminder.
Face off, back to the point. Nice backdoor pass by Becky Brown. Really had a lot of heat on that. As Pados wraps it back behind the net, fed back to the point. That'll get behind Fitzery. And Serena will come back the other way with Mackenzie Lombardi waiting right on her shoulder on the forecheck. And now Lombardi, a great line to the boards to collect the puck. Spinorama pass, hopped off the backhand of McDonald. And the Pioneers will look to jab this free, but McDonald is keeping the heat on for now. Now free to Brown, and the Pioneers will finally get the clearance and the change that they need. Cross-corner dump in by Shea Counts, and Utica will bring back on the grouping of Whitney Santulo and Lindsay Winter among the group that just came on the ice here. Erica Sloan also joining that group. This was Utica's starting forward line in the matchup here this afternoon. 11:55 to go in our first period. And here's Alana McDonald. McDonald in center neutral zone. Had her stick lifted by Santulo, and the pocket was picked by Sloan. But Sloan's rush up ice immediately thwarted as the Pioneers have to settle back for the dump in. 11:37 to go in our first period of action. And the first period of the year for the Pioneers. Sent back, a shot that was blocked before it could get through. That one was taken by Sloan. And now ahead to Lawson down the right wing. She goes to the sidewall chip to sneak it behind Lindsay Winter. Winter sliding down in an effort to block a centering pass. It's now loose on the side of the net. Gutierrez covers up. And there was a lot of mayhem going on behind Gutierrez off to her immediate left. Immediately off the post there.
Yeah, credit there goes to the defender, Kira Borsoy there, getting your stick in there, preventing that shot from going in, and buying Gutierrez time to get her mitt over that puck before we head off to the face-off right here, Ray.
Pioneers win the face-off and carry forward with a big surge from Olivia Hershey to Staniszewski. Tried the toe drag and not fooled on that. At the bottom of the right circle was Cassie Saran. Saran, a really good job on the stand-up defensive play. The other way, streaking forward Dobson. Her centering pass would not connect. And now back to the red line at center. Kylie Cameron handing it across. Chine Kennedy back to Cameron. And Cameron not able to keep the momentum going forward as Silva was able to swipe it off of her. And now to Hershey, who dumps it in. 10:30 to go, first period of play. This is the start of the 19th season of Utica College Pioneer hockey. So no doubt it'll be an exciting year next year when they celebrate the big 2-0. But a lot to celebrate between now and then. 10:13 to play in the first period. Doubling back for the Pioneer dump in is Voller. In the heart of the scrum is Abby Lillis. Lillis continuing to apply some force there to the end boards. And the puck is being worked free by Lieb. Lieb keeping her feet as Lillis got taken down. One player without a stick down there. As Utica finally gets this free out the far side corner. And with it is Sioux City. Sioux City walled off. A nice job to lift and then apply force to the boards by Madeline Box. Really, really good one-on-one board play. Coming together back in the Pioneer end. A collision in between Maddie Paydos and Danielle Bunting, and that will result in our first penalty, our first power play of the game. It will be Paydos for hooking with 9:31 to play in the first period, and the Mustangs will be on the power play.
Yeah, Paydos, first penalty of the year for Utica College. Last year on the power play overall, Morrisville's 23 for 84 with a .274 power play percentage, while for Utica College, their penalty kill last year was, I'll give that back to you, Ray.
Face off, one back to Georgie Santulo. Again, the penalty on Maddie Paydos. And Morrisville will wheel out their power play unit that was at 27.4% a season ago, but their leading power play goal scorer is not on the roster anymore, Jessica Ujic. Last year with 6 power play goals for the Mustangs. Utica, a great start to this penalty kill as Sloan flips it back to the hash marks in Mustang territory. And now another clearance rocketed down ice by Becky Brown.
Yeah, Utica's opponents last year only had 16 goals on 102 power play opportunities, Ray.
8:49 to play in our first period of action. Here's Kylie Cameron. Cameron slid it back to Kennedy. It's a really, really controlled power play breakout that we're seeing here for the Mustangs. Madison Devlin dancing in and fired that rocketed backhand that was just tipped away by Gutierrez. 8:27 to go in the first period. That was a pretty slick little move there by Madison Devlin, and it almost paid off. 8:20 to go in the first period. Re-entered by Lombardi. Shouldered off of it, taken away by Staniszewski. And the Pioneers again send it the length of the surface, and we'll get some fresh legs on.
Yeah,
Shea Counts jumping on the ice here. 8:03 to go in the period.
That was a much-needed clear, Ray, especially after that very close call with Lombardi there.
Mosconis down the left wing side. Here's McDonald. McDonald floats it across, jamming at it and floating it past the crossbar was Dobson. 7:47 to go in our first period. Pioneers again will launch at the length of the ice surface. 11 seconds to go in the kill. There's a takeaway down low. Wraparound chance by Counts, and it was blocked on its way through. And now retrieved by Dobson. Voller down the left side, dumping it in, and the Pioneers are back to full strength. They kill it off. Morrisville going to 0 for 1 on the power play here this afternoon so far. Sioux City looking for Winter, who was coming up on her right side. Mustangs apply 2 players to the puck, Cameron and Devlin, in an effort to help keep it deep. And locked down in the left wing side corner. Devlin had it swiped off of her by Borsoi, and now on ahead down the right side for Shea Counts. Counts wheeling her way into the zone. Counts had her stick lifted, staying with it, tapped it through the legs of the defending Cassie Saran, but it was taken away at the circle, and here come the Mustangs. Lombardi holding up just inside the line, now finds Devlin off the delay. Saucers it back up top for Saran, in through traffic, and it won't get its way through as Alana McDonald was trying to make something happen out of that, but just could not create enough presence on the puck. 6.5 to go here in our first period. Long clearance down ice, and this one will be coming back into Pioneer territory.
Yeah, early on, Ray, on offense by Morrisville, I've been noticing that they've been crashing the net quite a bit, especially with Lombardi. She's been getting right there in front of Gutierrez. If you're the Pioneers right now, you have to keep them away from Gutierrez and try to avoid the Mustangs crashing the net.
6:28 to go in our first period. Mustangs peeling off with it. Madison Tomey coming across, or rather that was Alana McDonald. McDonald had it knocked away from her, and it's now pinned against the near side boards. Worked free back to the point by McDonald. And immediately sent wide of goal. Lawson right on it on the far side half boards. Brown to the top of the circle, losing an edge, trying to will that centering pass through to McDonald. Pioneers right there with the breakup. And now back to center ice. 5:51 to go in our first period of play. Kaylee Sioux City, or rather Serena Fitzery, hinging back, looking for Becky Brown. Brown up to Winter. Winter at center. Has Santulo supporting there right in front of her. And Winter dumps the puck. A floater in over the offensive blue line. Back the other way come the Mustangs on the counterattack. Shauna Moore coming through with a one-handed play. Peeling out of the corner. Long shot taken by Dobson. That was blocked. And now it will roll back over near side. Picked up by Santulo. And she'll muscle it in deep and head to the bench for a change with 5:15 to go in our first period. Cleared to central. That'll be dumped right back in by Holly Silva. And back behind the Mustang net for Taylor Finney. 5 minutes to go here in the opening period. Still awaiting the first score of this game. Peeling off with it is Hershey. Hershey showing plenty of speed over right side. And the return pass by Rylot just wasn't where it needed to be as it ends up coming away to Staniszewski on the left side. Staniszewski now handling her way in. She shoots. 5 holes. Save made by Harmon. A great piece of offensive work there by Staniszewski, Hershey, and Rylot. But they come away empty-handed.
Yeah, the Pioneers were just so close there with Rylot trying to get it over to Hershey as she was crashing into the net, just not able to quite get it there. And then excellent job there by Staniszewski to get the rebound and crash net herself, but just not quite able to finish the job on Adriana Harmon. That was a beautiful job there by the Mustangs goaltender.
4:36 to go, first period, dumped deep by Lindsay Winter off the face-off win for Utica. Near side corner with it is Lillis. Lillis spun into the ice surface. Sioux City is supporting down low. She can win the puck, and she's able to do so, and she immediately cycles it down to the Wisconsin native. Sioux City down low for Lieb. Lieb below the goal line. Throws on the brakes a bit in an effort to lose the defender. In to help out along the boards was Lillis after she lost the puck, and now held in at the left point by Lindsay Winter. Cross-ice pass was disrupted by the Mustangs, and here they come the other way. Dumped in deep by McDonald. She was slowed up just inside the Utica blue line. 3:53 to play in the first period. Cross-ice intercepted by Kylie Cameron, and this will be coming back out. That is offside with 3:50 to go in the first period.
Yeah, only 6 shots on goal so far, 3 apiece for each team. It's been a very back-and-forth contest early on. Only the one power play opportunity there early on for the Morrisville Mustangs on a hooking call as we have a neutral ice face-off.
And winning it straight ahead was Shea Counts. Counts on the carry and got it to the offensive blue line no further before Mackenzie Lombardi was able to get the takeaway. She drives wide here against Serena Fitzery. Fitzery reaching around the right shoulder and jarred the puck free for Shea Counts to guide it back to center, and the Mustangs retrieve it once more. Shine Kennedy shooting it into the left corner. Gathered up by Fitzery. Fitzery taps this up the left side boards. Now in to join the scrum is Shea Counts. And now Counts pulls out of the scrum and ends up with the puck turned over, and they score! A bang-bang play off the turnover. Kylie Cameron with a wrist shot to beat Gutierrez. And it is 1-0 Mustangs with 3:09 to go in the first period. Morrisville grabs the early lead.
Yeah, for Kylie Cameron, that's going to be her first goal on the year by the senior forward. That was just from North Houghton Twisters. That was just a takeaway. She got a cleanly crashed net and was able to get the goal on Savannah Gutierrez, Ray.
Kylie Cameron picks up the goal for Morrisville State. It's her first of the year. And the senior has Morrisville up 1-0 on an unassisted goal immediately after the puck was turned over. And that takeaway just came off clean.
Yeah, last year, Ray, the Mustangs were 11-0-1 when scoring first and leading at the end of the first period.
Turning into the left corner, Carolyn Whitney. Whitney not able to work the puck free as the Mustangs maintain possession of it. And denied from getting outside of their own territory just yet. Pioneers applying great forecheck pressure. Whitney getting in there along with Santulo. And sent over to Finney. Finney out of the far corner, turned over inside the blue line. And here's Santulo. Santulo trying to dance her way back in, but it will be offside.
Yeah, for the Pioneers, that's going to be number 16, Caroline Whitney. That's going to be guilty of the offsides there. Right now, 4 shots on goal apiece. But, Ray, we're talking about these Pioneers right now, especially being down 1-0 right now. Getting a goal here is going to be absolutely key to stay in this matchup with this Mustangs team, Ray. Last year, the Pioneers were 0-7-1 when behind in the first period.
2:25 to play. We are in the opening frame of action. Dumped deep by Lombardi. It curls around the boards. Becky Brown was there first. Played it up the wall. Kylie Cameron shrinking the rink here, holding it in deep for the Mustangs as Becky Brown operates in close quarters. Another turnover, and they score. This time it's Cameron setting up Lombardi. It's 2-0 Morrisville. Both goals coming off turnovers in Utica's own end with 2:05 to play in the first period. A second even strength goal, this one for Lombardi. Her third goal of the season.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play there from behind the net. Gutierrez wasn't able to adjust in time. Lombardi crashing the net very quickly, the pass, and she was able to get that shot off very quickly, Ray. And it's 2-0 in favor of the Mustangs right now.
Things pretty even-handed early on, and Utica with a lot of time to turn the momentum of this one around, as they have shown that they can definitely get a push going up front in this, but the puck management, a little bit of a struggle here early on, as 2 turnovers have cost the Pioneers 2 goals. With 1:40 to go in the first period. Swinging in right side, McDonald, sharp angle shot, pad save Gutierrez. And swept up the right wing by Lillis, dumped in back behind the Mustang cage. Reaching out for it is Box. Box reversing it along for Shine Kennedy. Kennedy holding up at the circle, floated the puck past Bunting and into the Mustang bench. 1:19 to go in the first period. And it is Morrisville 2, Utica nothing.
Yeah, right. Going back to that last shot, Savannah Gutierrez, that was a very dangerous play. Gutierrez found herself all the way to the left-hand side of her net, and just by a few inches, it was very, very close. Sierra Voller could have had a clear shot on goal there.
1:17 to go, first period. Beckman tipping it off the end boards. Pinching downhill is Ava Suda in an effort to keep the pressure on. And things kind of compacted into the Morrisville end. Now to Silva. Silva guides it to the bottom of the circle. The saucer pass will hit Paydos. Paydos from off the back of the net. Pioneers still banging away at it. Scooped up by Shea Counts. Counts sends it across. Redirected puck will end up going wide as Maddie Paydos has a great target presented to be able to try to get a tip, but it ends up ricocheting wide. Great anticipation by Suda to read the breakout pass. Morrisville comes through it anyway. Down the left wing side, holding up Jana Moore. Right side, not able to get a shot away was Kendra Johnston. A great sliding effort there by Holly Silva. 25 seconds to go in the period. Pioneers are down 2-0. Collected by Silva. Silva up the left side for Counts. Counts guides it along for Maddie Pados. And now taken back by the Mustangs about 10 feet into their own third of the ice surface. 7 seconds to go. One last centering chance. This one from Lombardi to Cameron. That line has been buzzing here in this first period, but Gutierrez will deny them another.
Yeah, nice shot by Gutierrez. Shot right in front of her from her right-hand side. She's able to get her glove on it with 3.3 seconds left. You have another face-off, Ray.
3.3 seconds to go in this first period. It's played back behind the net to a really tough angle to score from for those last few seconds, and indeed that'll be the final item of the first period to know. 2-0 the score. Morrisville leading Utica at the end of one period of play. And David, you watch this period so far and how it's kind of all shaken out here through the first 20 minutes. Utica, there's a lot that they've done right offensively in the offensive end. They've gotten some good time of possession up there. Their penalty kill was solid, but the puck management will have to be better here in the final 40 minutes of play. 2 goals, both of them scored immediately off of Utica turnovers in their own end.
I completely agree, Ray. It's going to be a battle of the turnovers here. Utica has to execute with that puck control. They have to get a little bit better at that. And then also, too, Ray, on the other end of things, I'm noticing right now that the Mustangs have been keeping a defender right in front of the netminder, Adriana Harmon, especially early on. Elena Palometa, she has been in front of that net, providing that extra assistance there. So Utica College, either if they get it to the other side, they're not really getting a clear shot, and they're giving time for Adriana Harmon to go ahead and slide over, and another defender to pick up. And they need to find some way to spread out this Mustangs defense if they want to get on the board, Ray.
Yeah, and I think that that's an area, too, when you watch how the Mustangs have kind of handled this first 20 minutes, there's a few things that mechanically they're doing pretty well that indicate that they've played a couple of games so far. We saw a couple of really good pin and retrievals defensively by the Mustangs in that first period. There were some things that you see and you go, that's a team that's been definitely coached through a few games at this point. They know what the flow of the game feels like this year so far. And Utica is still kind of trying to find that here. First 20 minutes of the year won't tell you an overwhelming amount about where your hockey club's going to be in 3 months. It won't even tell you where you're going to be in 2 periods.
No, absolutely not, Ray. It's the first game of the season. Right now, Utica, yes, they did have those 3 exhibition games where they went 2-1 in. But again, those are exhibition games at the end of the day. When it's a lot different when it comes to regular season time.
Yeah.
And again, this is the Mustangs team that's already played William Smith, who, if I remember correctly, went all the way to the UCHC championship game last year.
Yeah, absolutely, and that competition's been good for them on that side. And Utica, especially with a younger team, out of the gate, first 20 minutes, again, it's not going to tell you everything that you're going to really know about your squad going forward for the rest of the year or even for the rest of this game, but definitely it does point out the areas in which maybe you performed well and the areas that maybe you performed deficiently through the first 20 minutes, and there's still a lot of hockey left to play. I think that has to be central to the message overall for Dave Clausen.
Absolutely. There's still 40 minutes of hockey left in this contest right now.
2-0 Morrisville leading Utica after 1. We'll be back with the second period on the Empire 8 Conference Digital Network and UCPioneers.com. And we're back here on UCPioneers.com and the Empire 8 Conference Digital Network. It's a 2-0 lead for the Morrisville State Mustangs as the Utica College Pioneers open up their 2019-2020 season here this afternoon in front of a pretty decent-sized crowd given the circumstances here with the 2:30 p.m. start on a Friday. Not everybody able to get out of work or out of class, but certainly a pretty solid contingent of fans on hand to see this local matchup renew itself. Once again, Morrisville leading 2-0 on goals that happened in the final just over 3 minutes of the first period. Kylie Cameron unassisted, and then Mackenzie Lombardi scoring after the Mustangs were able to get the puck free from back behind the net. Cameron and Devlin pick up the assists on that second goal. We are underway in period number 2. Pioneers won 10 of 17 faceoffs in the opening frame. Shine Kennedy up the left side for Devlin. Devlin has support on the strong side. It's Lombardi. Lombardi in with speed, being pestered by Georgie Santulo. The puck worked free to Devlin. Long shot, batted down in front. Hammering away at it is Brown in an effort to get it away from her own goal. And launched up through the neutral zone down the right side. Shine Kennedy is there first, ahead of Carolyn Whitney. 19:20 to play. We're in the second period of action. Gathered in by Lombardi. Lombardi just shy of center ice. Tipped away by Rylott. And back to center ice. Now dumped back in by Brown once again. Utica will get their first shift change of the second period. Behind the cage, Kennedy. Kennedy up the right side for Lombardi. And Lombardi dancing through the neutral zone. Tried to slap that one in deep, but Lexi Staniszewski had other ideas and slowing the puck up. And now looks to move it up ahead. Almost had Hershey breaking in behind, but Hershey had to hold up at the line to keep the play onside. 18:43 to go, second period. 2-0 Morrisville on goals by Cameron and Lombardi. McDonald sweeps it out to her right, has Lawson. Lawson rotating away from the scrum. Rylott right there to take it away off of McDonald. A nice defensive support play made by the freshman. Cross ice that nicks in front of the Utica bench. Redirected by Finney and sent back up ahead. A sidewall chip by Lawson. Lawson keeps it moving. Going with her behind the net is Winter as the stick got lifted and the puck worked free for Kira Borsoi. Borsoi angled it off the near boards and now taken back by Muskonis. 17:58 to go. We're in the middle period of action. Shots on goal right now, 8-4, favoring Morrisville. Sioux City pulls it back towards the point. That one taken away by Jana Moore, one of the veterans on this team. Across to Finney, and Finney could not keep the play onside.
Yeah, that one just went a little bit towards the neutral zone, unfortunately there for Morrisville. They've done a very good job here of controlling this puck here early on in the second period. Utica College, you got to turn around and go ahead and get this puck control back as we have a neutral ice face-off.
Linesman Matthew White dropping the puck in between Jana Moore and Kaylee Sioux City. And the Pioneers control it from out of the back. A long bomb of a pass stretched up the far side by Holly Silva. And that one will end up being touched up for an icing by Taylor Finney. 17:30 to go, second period. Morrisville scoring their 2 goals in the final 3+ minutes of the first period. Pioneers have yet to have a power play chance in this game. Morrisville has had the only one so far. And that was off of a hooking penalty by Maddie Patos. Knocked up the boards by Ava Suda. Suda to Lillis. Lillis cross-ice pass to Morgan Lieb. And Lieb has some open ice, charging up the left side, trying to get the shot away. That was blocked by Cassie Saran. Really good job to try to hold this up by Silva, and she's able to keep the zone. Silva centering it through, caught the pad of Harmon, and she kicks it cross and back to the point. Suda held it in, far point. This one floated ahead and behind Suda. Suda coming back to get it, hustling back behind the net, and now leaving it loose for Hannah Beckman. 16:47 to go. Cross-ice pass intended for Patos, intercepted by Box. And as she tried to barrel her way into the zone, it will be called back outside on an offside.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get number 8, Mackenzie Lombardi, who I don't think liked that call right there for the offsides. And we're going to have ourselves a neutral zone face-off here.
Face-off, one cleanly back to Brown. Brown to Fitzery. Fitzery stepping her way forward. And slips the puck into the left corner. It comes around the boards for Paydos. Paydos up top, Brown, long shot, stick save, Harmon. And redirected out to the corner. Clamping down on it on the half boards is Fitzery to keep it alive. Taken away by Kylie Cameron. Cameron looking for an option ahead. She'll find it. It's Lombardi. Lombardi back to Cameron, or rather to Box, left side, and Box had her pocket picked. A nice play by Fitzery. Fitzery in tight quarters. Turn the puck over to Devlin. Left point, long shot that hit the boots of Brown and kicks back out to the far boards. Another long attempt, that one floating high and wide. As taken by Cheyne Kennedy. Santulo not able to get it out of the zone. It was tipped away by the Mustangs as they look to get a change on. Santulo, right wing side. Santulo delays, looks over left side. Gets to Whitney. Whitney centers across, had it right on the money for Sloan, who was streaking the back post, but Sloan lost an edge in front of the blue paint and the puck went wide. 15:27 to go, second period. A great chance for a couple of the Pioneers freshmen right there. Behind Gutierrez. And back to the right point. This is held in by Moscona. 15:11 to go. Fitzery trying to use the net as a barrier. Madison Lawson almost came in and took the puck away anyway. Strong forecheck pressure by the Mustangs. And it results in a neutral ice turnover. Alexis Janamore got behind Fitzery. Janamore dancing in, almost centered that across, and a great play to jam it up by Kara Boursoy. 14:47 to go, second period, and a shot trickling wide off the tape of Tessa Dobson. 14:38 to go, second period. Retrieved and sent back to the point. Finney, D-to-D pass. Mosconis couldn't get the hands free. Loose puck being hunted down by the Mustangs and worked free by Johnston, and the shot going wide. And now retrieved again by Morrisville. Fresh off the bench, McDonald. McDonald leaving it off right side. McDonald was leveled in the low slot. Loose puck comes out to Fitzery. Fitzery knocks it forward to create a foot race down the left side. After this is Sloan, and retrieving it is Mosconis. Sloan staying right on her shoulder there. And it goes off the dasher and out to center, where the speedy Lexi Staniszewski is right there to collect it for Utica. Staniszewski on the move, but staying right with her was Voller. In the left side corner, Alana McDonald. McDonald right in the heart of this scrum. Now two players from either side committing. 13:40 to play. We're in the second period. Shots on goal are 8-4 Morrisville. The Mustangs leading 2-0. Bowler from out of the corner. That one centered towards the front for a moment. Tipped away. Saran holding the zone. And now held up back behind the net. Rylott right in the middle of this. Danielle Bunting is reaching around her, trying to get the puck free. It came loose to Staniszewski, and now here's Olivia Hershey. Hershey skies the dump in off the end glass, gives chase on it, and got it immediately. Only to run right into Palmetta, who had no problem poking that one away. Up the left side, Bunting dumping it in. 12:58 to go in the second period. Kaylee Susetti has it pinned back behind the cage. But the Mustangs continue to operate with it here. Kylie Cameron on a cross for Madeline Box. Box to the corner for Lombardi. Lombardi, stick handling, down to the goal line extended. Now back to the hash marks, where she opens up a pass for Box. Box trying to slide one through. That was tipped away by Susetti. Centering chance was tipped away. They were targeting Mackenzie Lombardi. 12:28 to go in the second period. Worked free by Silva. Up the rim, not out. Directed right back to the slot. A shot going wide by McDonald. More of a redirect, really. Long shot, rebound. McDonald again fishing for one. But Gutierrez made the save, and it got kicked out to the right corner. 12:10 to go in the second period. Mustangs again out of the corner. Cameron leaving this one for Mackenzie Lombardi. A great shift for Morrisville. Long shot in through traffic. Rebound, score! It is 3-0 Morrisville on a second goal of the game for Kylie Cameron. With 11:54 to go in the second period, Morrisville grabs a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, for Cameron, that's, again, her second goal of the year for Cameron, and it was a phenomenal job by the Utica College defense very early on there, having that secondary defender there, not allowing the Mustangs to go ahead and crash in as they had early on, but from the high slot rate, they're able to get it done with Cameron.
Beckman back to Boursoy. Winter. Give the assist to Chine Kennedy and to Madison Devlin. Devlin now with 2 assists in this game. Icing on Utica will pin them back in front of Gutierrez. And all that really came off the tail of a very, very strong shift by the Mustangs, where they were really able to bottle the puck up in the Utica end for probably close to 2 minutes. 11:30 to go, second period. That one will find its way down for an icing for Morrisville.
Yeah, we talked about that Mustang shift there on offense, but the Utica defensive unit played very well. You know, one name you mentioned, Ray, Kira Boursoy, she played very well on that shift. Really shades of her brother, Zach Boursoy, the former Pioneer right there.
And really a testament to her development. She's a senior now, but was playing a lot of minutes on the now no longer around junior varsity team as a freshman, and did whatever the coaches asked her to do, found her way into the lineup pretty consistently last year. And now they're really expecting Kira to go out there and do a lot. Left side, Mosconis. Her shot blocked away to the end boards. Dobson right there to pick it up and sends it right back to the line. Walking in and ringing one off the post was Mosconis. That caught a little bit of iron there and jumped out to the near side. 10:51 to go in the second period. And now ahead for Sloan. Sloan dancing in right wing. She's surrounded. Loose puck forced down to the corner. Sloan in there to contest. Whitney got a stick in there as well as a Morrisville player went spiraling away. Whitney from the side of the net. And that got tipped away back to the far side corner. Held inside the line by Becky Brown. Brown able to pin this up long enough for Sloan to get in there and help along with Whitney. Sloan circling down with it. Alana McDonald trying to pull the puck free. Sends it around the rim to Saran. And now Saran has a target ahead. It's Voller. Voller with a dump in. Charging right in after it. Mustangs come up with very aggressive forecheck pressure. I think that's something we are seeing a lot of here today. They don't have any reservations at all about trying to send 2 players deep and go hunting for the puck after the dump in. 9:44 to play second period.
No, not at all today. This Mustangs team's been very, very aggressive today. They've been really throwing caution to win, and they've been able to transition off the offensive end to get back on defense very quickly also today as well. But if you're the Pioneers right now, got to get something going on offense, got to get some pressure on this first-year netminder, Adriana Harmon of the Mustangs. Got to get something going here. Still a lot of hockey left to be played.
Sent over to Lombardi. Mustangs controlling off of this faceoff in front of Gutierrez. Over to Box. Box whips one in through traffic. That was tipped away into the corner. Fitzery walling off a player as Rylott got it free. Now out to the middle. Picked up by Whitney. Whitney, a shot that just rifles wide. And that caught the inboard glass. Devlin starts the reversal. Out to the near side to Madeline Box. Box ahead towards her own blue line to Lombardi. Lombardi down the right side for Devlin. Devlin carrying the middle. A takeaway by Olivia Hershey, but she overskates the puck, and Lombardi comes right back on it for the Mustangs. 8:52 to go in the second period. 3-0 Morrisville.
Yeah, Morrisville brings it up to the Utica end right now as it's number 14 who brings it across ice. And it's stopped by Gutierrez. However, there is a call on the ice.
Cameron dancing in with that opportunity with 8:39 to play in the second period. And it looks like it's just going to stay in zone here in front of Gutierrez. Signs we're going to have temperatures in the teens tonight, David. The air is getting really, really dry.
It absolutely is, Ray.
It's really starting to feel like winter now. And a sure sign of that, of course, is hockey action here at the Odd. Quick trigger there on that face-off win for the Mustangs. They put it right in on Gutierrez. She'll cover it up. They got right to it there. 8:36 to go in the second period. And the face-off won by Jana Moore. Carried into the corner, but the puck tipped out to Morgan Lieb. And here comes Utica the other way. Rink-wide pass to Lillis. Lillis on the move, charging in right side, centered it through, sticked away by the goaltender Harmon, and ramped over her own cage. Trying to hold it up inside the blue line was Suda. This is tipped back outside, and now pounded back in deep by Holly Silva. Moscomas from the side of her own net, traffics the puck up the left side for Dobson. Dobson coming in down the left wing. Dobson centering it back, they score! Kendra Johnston originally fanned on the shot, but made contact the second time as she was breaking through the middle of the hash marks, and she slides it behind Gutierrez. It's 4-0 Morrisville.
Kendra Johnson, that's her second goal of the year. That was really a broken play right there, and Johnson was able to convert on that broken play for the Mustangs' goal, their fourth of the day, with 7:57 left here in the second period, Ray.
So the goal going to Kendra Johnston. 2 goals in the first, 2 in the second for Morrisville. They lead this one 4-0. Winter pulls behind the net. Trying to hit Paydos there. It came off of her skate. And now reversed over in front of the Pioneer bench. Shea Counts is reaching in after this. With 7.5 to go here in the middle period. Just outside the red line, motoring forward is McDonald. McDonald down the left side, being watched carefully by Boursoy. Boursoy walls her off into the corner boards with some help there from Hannah Beckman, who came in on back pressure. Peeling out of the scrum, shot by McDonald, saved by Gutierrez. 7:08 to go in the middle period. And it's Boursoy coming up with it behind the net. Boursoy bunched up here with... That is Hannah Beckman. A chance for the Mustangs again. Centered across, and Madison Devlin kind of looking towards that left side post with the puck there, and it ends up coming through, and it gets cleared out immediately with 6:45 to play in the second period. Big collision with Paydos. Paydos gets right back to it and adjusts in an attempt to win the puck back. Mustangs guide it to center. No further. Intercepted by Santulo. Santulo racing in, as Cassie Saran is applying plenty of pressure out wide. Held in by Sloan. Sloan from the center point. Stuck down low, and a little angle change before the shot by Carolyn Whitney. It ended up missing wide. 6:16 to go in the second period. It is 4-0 Morrisville. Here's Santulo. Santulo getting her hands free. Rifles a shot over the crossbar. That caught the glass. And Sloan in there challenging. Could not get it away from Devlin. 5:58 to go in the second period. This one dropped off to the Utica circles. Fitzery skying a pass ahead. Palometta was right there to intercept. Utica rushing 2 forward in an effort to pressure on that forecheck. But the Mustangs break right through. Lawson circling the cage from right to left. Lawson out in the half boards. Fitzery giving chase. Down to the left wing corner. Brown with some help up from the top here by McDonald. Back to the left point. Long shot taking Kennedy. Blocked down in between the circles. And a great effort there by Maddie Rylott. Maggie Rylott able to step in front, get good positioning, and then launch the puck the length of the ice. It will go in as an icing, but she did a lot of the good work there at the point of attack, and it just missed Olivia Hershey.
Yeah, that was a much-needed clear right there, especially trying to get down to Hershey. However, no avail with the icing. If you're Utica College, this is a must-win face-off in your zone. Right now, 5:17 left here in the third period.
5:15 to go in the middle frame, and the face-offs are split 14 even. Rylott coming away with it, looking up for Whitney. That one just missing the intended target. Shine Kennedy dumping it back in. Pioneers having a little bit of trouble with the transitions so far here in the second period. 4:50 to go in the second period. Mustangs continue to hold it up in their offensive zone. Johnston coming cross the zone, didn't like the look and had to pull it back out as she was being bothered there by Carolyn Whitney. Dobson from back behind the net. Looks back to the top of the circle. Jana Moore keeping it alive. Thrusts it into the slot. Backhand shot by Dobson. That was blocked away. And now sent to the far boards where they're looking for Olivia Hershey out in center. Puck got in front of her. Now sent back in. Here's Johnston. Johnston centering. Couldn't get it back to a trailer there as it was overskated by Tessa Dobson. 4:06 to go in the second period of play. 4-0 Morrisville. Here comes Utica. It's Lillis down the right wing side. Long shot, pad save, rebound right in front of Harmon, and it got chased in behind her net. 3:53 to go in the second period. Utica today in the white uniforms, Morrisville in the greens. Great job to work the puck free. Here's Silva. Just lost the handle on it coming across. Down low to Sioux City. Sioux City centers it in. And that got thrusted away by Finney. A great job to clear the net front by the Mustangs with 3.5 to go in the middle frame. And again, it gets back to what you were talking about a bit, David, back in that first period. Morrisville really doing a great job of helping their goaltender out on those clearances. 3:13 to go, second period. Here's McDonald. McDonald, a long shot, fluttering wide. Pulled to the top of the zone. Bunting dumping it down low for Lombardi. Lombardi trying to carry into the middle, and a great job by Maddie Patos to play through the body there and force the puck back through center ice. 2:52 to go, middle period. Puck is up and out of play into the Utica bench.
Yeah, so far 13 shots on goal for the Mustangs today. For the Pioneers, 7 shots on goal. And for the Pioneers, it's been really intermittent pressure this period they've been able to put on offense. Of course, you mentioned earlier that one almost near goal there with Sloan crashing in on net, and then Georgie Santulo's shot from the right-hand side. Left-hand side on your screens, face-off circle. That's very close, Ray.
Santulo up top to Winter. Tried to clap the shot in towards goal. That was blocked outside. Pioneers send it right back into the hash marks where it's controlled by Palometta. Palometta looking up for Lombardi. Lombardi had her pocket picked. Santulo looking short side. The door was closed by Harmon. And Palometta was there to handle the rebound. Lindsay Winter manning the point very well there, holding it in, but now the puck leaks in behind her. It's Lombardi. Great job to cover for Winter by Boursoy. As was angled to the outside. Center point, long shot, waffle boarded away after it was teed off by Madeline Box. Box back up top, lights into the slap shot, and the puck rolling along the ice where Boursoy breaks it up. Now ahead, here's Sloan. Sloan with a burst of speed, getting out wide, working against Shine Kennedy. Sloan buying time, now opens it up. Rylot, a shot along the ice. Stick save made by Harmon. 9th save of the night for Harmon. Devlin rotating away. She goes right into 2 defenders there as she tried to surge her way in over the blue line. 1:34 to play in the second period. Mustangs could have much better numbers forward here, but the Pioneers come right back and take it away again. Maggie Rylot for Staniszewski. Staniszewski slides it up for Olivia Hershey, and that was bunched up and slowed down from there. Stalled out by the Mustangs. Jana Moore ahead and now to Johnston. Johnston centers back, flipping backhander by Alexis Jana Moore, and the save will be made by Savannah Gutierrez.
Yeah, great save there by Gutierrez with a 2-1 opportunity right there. The Mustangs able to get it crashing the net on Gutierrez, and she manages to get her glove on it. 1:04 left here in the second period, Ray.
Gutierrez, one of just 2 goalies on the roster this year for Utica. A little bit different than what they've had in years past, where they've had 5 or 6 goalies, it felt like at times. Centering chance right off the draw there for the Mustangs. That was thwarted by Gutierrez. Morgan Lieb, cross-ice pass, intercepted by Devlin. And here come the Mustangs once more. Devlin dangling her way in, driving wide, got upended as she carried it to the bottom of the left circle. Loose puck will be pursued by Kaylee Sioux City, and Sioux City slides it ahead on her strong side to Lillis, and Lillis will dump it into the right corner. 32 seconds to go here in the second period. It is 4-0 Morrisville. Dropped off for Mosconis. Mosconis waltzes across the red and now will flip it in off the glass. Over the head of Shea Counts. 13 seconds to go here in the period. And again, fluttered back down ice by Mosconis. A lot of trouble with the zone entries here in the second period for Utica. Morrisville doing a great job over the last 20 minutes of stalling them out a considerable number of times. And the Mustangs able to strike twice. Once on a goal by Kylie Cameron, the other on a goal by Kendra Johnston. It is 4-0 Morrisville. They double up their lead in the second period, and they lead 4-0 after 40 minutes.
Yeah, if you're head coach Dave Clausen, there are some very good positive things to see now. You see your defense starting to gel a little bit more, where you had that 1-2 minute stretch, albeit it did result in a goal, but they didn't allow the Mustangs to crash the net. They actually had to get the goal, actually had to go to the high slot to be able to get that goal, and that was off that third goal by Kylie Cameron that came on. And right now it's 4-0. The scoreboard may look bad right now, but the Pioneers are playing a very competitive game right now.
Definitely some things that they're going to like coming out of the first 40 minutes. And again, the turnovers are definitely looming large overhead in this one after that first period. And you talk about other areas where the Pioneers can start to close the gap here in this third period. They got to go out there and see if they can earn a penalty call. They got to go see if they can go draw one. They have not had a power play through the first two periods of the day. Dave Clausen is excited to get that unit on the ice, but they have not been able to do so far here today.
No, so far, Ray, only the one penalty, which was on Utica early on, but you are absolutely correct. They need to try to get that power play unit out there in this last 20 minutes, get something going, because, again, if another 20 minutes of hockey, Utica is not out of this right now until it says 0-0-0 with 3 periods on there. But also another thing that I'm really liking from Utica, Ray, I really like this stat. Right now, Utica College is 12 for 21 off of face-offs, with Georgie Santulo right now 6 for 7 when she's been taking the face-offs, Ray.
4-0 Morrisville. Through 2 periods of play, we will step aside here on UCPioneers.com, and the Empire 8 Conference Digital Network will be back with third period action in just a few. And we're back here on UCPioneers.com, the Empire 8 Conference Digital Network. It is 4-0 Morrisville going into our third period here at the Utica Memorial Auditorium. I'm Ray Biggs, he's David Cooney. Glad to have you with us. Morrisville scoring twice in the first period and another 2 more times in the second period to take a 4-0 advantage. Some other news to pass along, especially as it relates to Utica College women's hockey. Utica College hockey player and field hockey player Ricky Hobb and the Pioneers are out in Rochester right now, where they are taking on Hartwick in an Empire 8 semifinal. It is Hartwick 3, Utica 2, with about 3:06 left in the fourth quarter of that match. And Ricky, once that season concludes, when it does, she'll be right here and going into the Pioneer lineup. 19:57 to go, and we are underway here in our third period. Banked up the near side boards. Fencing for it is Devlin. Devlin tipping it deep into Pioneer territory. Fitzery circling around with it, but she ran right into one of the forecheckers as Kylie Cameron was waiting right there on her shoulder. Long shot in through traffic, plenty of it there. It had eyes towards Gutierrez, trying to knock away the rebound and put it into the back of the net was Mackenzie Lombardi, but it was smothered by Gutierrez.
Yeah, Cheyenne Kennedy getting it in front of the net right there, and as you mentioned, Mustangs are able to convert right there for the first shot of the period, which gives Morrisville 19 shots on net.
Jonna Moore won it back for Finney, and that one was blocked. And Olivia Hershey comes rushing ahead and dumps it back behind the Morrisville cage. Up left side for Dobson. Pioneers with a great forechecking effort as Maggie Rylott got it free. Rylott dumping it down low. Hershey trying to center that one through. Had Lexi Staniszewski coming through the slot. And the puck was ultimately knocked away by Finney. Dumped in left corner boards. Pioneers coming out with some good pressure up front to start this third period. But now leaked ahead for Johnston, who has one of the goals in this game for Morrisville. Reversed over far corner. Pioneers are on it. It's Lindsay Winter. Winter trying to chip it up the boards, and Morrisville was right there on it. A nice play by McDonald to hold the boards, but Utica does break through with a second effort. Down the left side, Lillis. Lillis charging into the end boards to come up with the puck. It got deflected back over to the far wing corner to Cassie Saran. And now angled back out to center ice, picked up by Saran, and Saran will roll it down the shelf of the boards, and around it comes from right to left. Along the wall, Silva. Silva floating it out in front of the Utica bench. Dumped right back in briefly by Madeline Box. Pioneers come up with the intercept. And now batted down and taken by Danielle Bunting. Bunting still in the midst of all of this, as the original tip was Alana McDonald, who got it over in the direction of Bunting. 17:47 to play, third period. It is 4-0 Morrisville State. Dumped into the right side corner. Silva looking over her shoulder. Starts the breakout with a hard pass up the boards. Held in at the line. Bouncing puck going wide. Cheyenne Kennedy with a shot. 17:29 to play, third period. Retrieved down to the corner. Lombardi centering. Here's Devlin. Devlin leads it back to the line for Kennedy. D-to-D pass. Long shot was blocked by Hannah Beckman, but just held inside the line and centered through left side post. A great chance for Lombardi. The save by Gutierrez. It comes back to the front, and Gutierrez got a piece as Cameron was trying to rifle it home. 17:03 to go. It's still loose in the low slot and picked up at the circle. Handed off by Devlin. Devlin to Cameron. Cameron nearly losing an edge, and there will be a delayed penalty call here with 16:50 to go in the third period. It will be on Utica as the goaltender Harmon heads off to the bench. Across box, batted down in front, and finally there's the touch-up by Hannah Beckman. And a penalty will be assessed on Morgan Lieb. This will be her first college minor penalty, and it will be for tripping.
Yeah, this is going to be the second power play on the afternoon for the Morrisville Mustangs. And beautiful job there by Gutierrez to quickly transition from that right-hand side to left-hand side to go ahead and stop that. There's also 2 very great shot opportunities there for the Mustangs, but now she's going to have to get tested with the Mustang power play special teams.
16:39 left to play. And the Pioneers starting up their second penalty kill of the game, with Morrisville going on their second power play. Muscomas drops it off. Long shot caught the pad of Gutierrez. That was Dobson letting that one fly. Bowler trying to chase in the rebound, only to be stuck back behind the net. Puck is bunched up against the left side boards. Here's Dobson. Dobson going from left to right. Looks back to the right point. Now across to Muscomas. Bottom of the left circle over to McDonald. McDonald being pressured there by Becky Brown. Santulo coming up on back pressure as well, and she jams the puck free and sends it down ice. 1:12 to go here in the penalty kill. 15:51 to go in our third period of play. Unity pass to start the breakout. Devlin looking up the right side. Entering the zone was Cameron. Cameron throwing on the brakes. Devlin backing her up at the line. And now sent over to the left side to Jana Moore. Jana Moore peeling off. Nearly got it to sneak through short side, but the door was closed by Gutierrez. She was able to make the blocker save. Carrying back in. Coming across the face of the goal was Lombardi with a firm surge. She was taken down off the puck. Long shot from the center point by Kennedy, guided wide with 33 seconds to go on the power play. And the Pioneers will get a moment of relief as it comes just outside the Utica blue line. Not quite the clear that they were looking for, but enough to alleviate some of the pressure in their own third. Sent back by Cameron at the point. Long shot deflected. Coming across was Lombardi. She couldn't get a clean catch for the shot. It came back across. Open was Cameron. And again, she ran out of real estate as well. Final seconds of the penalty tick off. Morrisville continuing to buzz in the offensive zone. And now Utica back to full strength with Lieb coming out of the penalty box after that tripping minor. And the penalty has been successfully killed off. Utica now 2 for 2 on the kill here this afternoon. 14.5 to go, third period. The long breakout pass was sniffed out by Devlin. Devlin across, give and go, saved by Gutierrez. An outstanding save by the sophomore, sliding across to deny that odd player opportunity by the Mustangs. 14:10 to go, third period. How about that one from Savannah Gutierrez? Mustangs come surging back ahead. Here's Chine Kennedy. Kennedy motoring in over the line. Long shot riser there. Blocker save Gutierrez. As she tips it out to the far side boards. Another opportunity by Bunting from distance. And this one will be secured by the native Californian, Savannah Gutierrez, out of Huntington Beach. That's just outside of Anaheim. Number of former Anaheim Ducks actually live out that way. I believe Timu Salami lives there.
Believe so too. Well, I also believe so, Ray. But Savannah Gutierrez, that was a heck of a job, that power play, Ray.
13:45 to go, third period. A long clear out and great speed being shown here by Kaylee Susiti up through neutral ice, as she was able to help start getting the Pioneer forecheck in position on that long clear out with 13.5 to play. Ava Suda looking up for Lieb and back out to center ice. Dumped back in by the Mustangs. Madeline Box placing this back into Pioneer territory. Now an intercept, a takeaway from back behind the net. Reese Brown not able to turn it back into the slot. Lost the puck back to the point to Bunting. And Bunting slides it down low. Lost it in the middle of traffic here. Swept off the back of the net. Collected by Lillis. Lillis looking for counts. That puck just narrowly overskated with 12:54 to go in the third period. Suda off the wall and across the red line. Now taken by Finney. Finney backpedaling. Whipped it off the shelf of the boards, and stepping up to dump it in is Suda. 12:39 left to play. 4-0 Morrisville. 2 goals in the first and second for the Mustangs. Now a break ahead could be Kendra Johnston trying to get it back into a position to shoot, and was rolled out of the play by Suda. A collision in the far side corner will take down Dobson, and now with 12:23 to go in the third period. A Morrisville State penalty has been assessed to Tessa Dobson. And some unfortunate news to report. The field hockey team falling in the Empire 8 semifinals 3-2 to Hartwick. Of course, that team coached by former Pioneer hockey player Nikki Kiefer and current player Ricky Hobb on the team, and we want to congratulate them on a fantastic season. But unfortunately, some unfortunate news to pass along in that they did lose today 3-2 in the conference semis. And that game just going final at St. John Fisher. Rylott up top, Brown, long shot that hit off a skate. Hershey trying to spin that through the slot. Pioneers with their first power play chance of the day, thanks to the penalty on Tessa Dobson. Out of the corner, Pioneers overloading the zone and trying to lift it over the pads after it came loose at the post was Lexi Staniszewski. An injury on a Harmon kept it out. 11:56 to go in the third.
Yeah, Lexi Staniszewski looking to get a glove side there on Harmon, just not able to quite converge, falls to the ice. And for the Pioneers right now, still a minute 34 left in his power play with a face-off in Mustang territory.
And the best way that I can really describe what Staniszewski tried to do there in front of the right side post, it's almost like she was trying to use her stick as a snow shovel and just lift it over the pads of the goaltender. 11:43 to go in the third period. Long shot leaking through traffic, retrieved out of the corner by Sloan. Sloan up top to Brown. Brown sweeps it through with two players setting screens in front. The puck going wide, and charging right up ice with it for Morrisville is Alana McDonald. 11:26 remaining, 4-0 Morrisville. Off the end boards, Fitzery with a headband pass to Santullo. Santullo gains the zone with plenty of speed. Santullo driving wide. Santullo lays it to the blue paint. It will be covered up by Harmon.
Yeah, Georgia Santullo right there trying to crash the net herself, all by herself, but unfortunately the puck gets picked from her. That's going to be number 2 for the Morrisville Mustangs, Isabella Moscanis, who's able to pick the puck away from Santullo. An excellent opportunity there for her.
Absolutely 11:07 remaining here in this one. Things tied up back behind the net. Olivia Hershey colliding with Cheyenne Kennedy. And the puck ended up in the glove of Harmon. Ended up rolling right back to the goaltender, and she covered it up. 11:03 to go. 40 seconds to go in the Utica power play. This one tipped out of the zone beyond the red line. Morrisville trying to create a shorthanded break. Centered in by Devlin. And not able to get the puck cleanly on her tape was Kendra Johnston as the puck skittered wide. 10:44 to go, third period. A great, well-executed chance there with Devlin setting it up. But Johnston not able to get the finish on what would have been her second goal of the day. 10.5 to go, third period. 10 seconds to go in the power play. And the Morrisville Mustangs will get a clear out that splits the points. Cheyenne Kennedy getting this all the way down ice and circling back for it is Boursoy. Boursoy up the left side to Santullo, right out in front of the penalty box where Cheyenne Kennedy was exiting. Rather, where Dobson was exiting. 10-12 to go, and this one cleared all the way back down ice to the left side corner. Boursoy looking over her shoulder. Two players committed deep here for the Mustangs. And they tried to work it up the wall to Whitney. Good pressure applied by McDonald. McDonald coming around the boards right with the puck. Pioneers are able to knock it out of their own territory. Sloan now on ahead. Sloan dancing in through the slot. And a delayed penalty coming up on the Mustangs. This will, I believe, be a hooking penalty against Danielle Bunting. And indeed, that is the call. Great speed by Sloan and presence on the puck. Followed all the way through to get herself a lane to the net. And when you're able to use your feet and beat the defender like that, get behind him, there's a fair chance of getting an obstruction penalty out of it. And right there, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and it paid off, Ray. Back-to-back penalties here for the Pioneers, able to get back on the power play after only a few, maybe almost a minute of 5-on-5 play. It's going to be 2 minutes, ending at 7:44 in the third period.
Cleared out by Morrisville to start really what amounts to a second straight penalty kill here. Really not a whole lot of time elapsing after Utica's last power play. Walking in, Shine Kennedy, short-handed, and that one poked away by Becky Brown into the corner. Loose puck is collected by Maggie Rylott, and now she'll look to start the Pioneers back up into getting set up in the offensive zone. And not before an offside was called on Olivia Hershey out of the weak side of the play. 9:14 to go, third period, 4-0 to score.
Yeah, Pioneers looking to get on the attack there. Unfortunately, Olivia Hershey just offsides. I thought that may have been Lexi Stanzewski who's offsides as well. But still, a minute 31 left in this power play. Utica College needs to get something going here. I know Dave Clausen's been very excited to get this power play special teams on the ice.
Face off, one back to Serena Fitzery. Fitzery dumped in by Sloan. Around the boards near side. Pioneers applying plenty of forecheck pressure here on this power play. Santulo retrieves it back up top. Brown with a slap shot. That was blocked by Devlin. Right in and out of her skates, and here she comes the other way. Devlin trying to get around Fitzery. Fitzery not allowing that to happen. Did a great job of angling the play into the boards. And Becky Brown comes in to dislodge the puck and get it back for Fitzery. Rink-wide pass just ahead of Whitney. 8:35 to play, third period. And this one will end up in the Pioneer bench as Morrisville cleared the zone.
Yeah, Utica College still with 48 seconds left here in the power play opportunity. Really haven't been able to get much going this time. It's been a lot of Morrisville being very effective with the kill. But again, 48 seconds left in this power play to make something happen against first-year netminder Adriana Harmon and this Mustangs penalty kill unit.
Harmon has been perfect so far, 11 of 11 on the shots that she has faced here today. Face-off really very much contested here at this point. Pioneers will come up with it. Sioux City along the boards. Chips it down, and that one a missed connection there intended for Whitney. Into the left corner, Lillis pinned up against the boards. Trying to wrap it to the front was Morgan Lieb. And Shine Kennedy there to run a little bit of interference outside the post as the Mustangs will bring it back up ahead. Jonamore breaking ahead. Jonamore lays it across. The shot, a save by Gutierrez again. This time she robs McDonald. Back to the point, a heavy shot taken. That's gloved and held by Gutierrez after a brief juggle. Jonamore was in after it on that attempt by Madeline Box. And the save is made with 7:46 left to play.
Yeah, a little worrisome there at the end as the puck went up into the air and really no team secured that rebound. And Gutierrez was able to get her glove on it as there's a face-off in the Pioneer zone.
7:46 remaining. It is 4-0. Morrisville State. Pioneers will control this face-off. Back into the left side corner. Penalty is over. We are back to 5-on-5 hockey now. Becky Brown looking for Shea Counts out at center ice. That was punched back to the circles in Utica territory. Fitzery to Beckman. Beckman hinging towards the middle. And again, the Mustangs there to disrupt it. Madison Devlin continuing to be a force here this afternoon. She tipped that puck back. Paydos up the left side under heat from Kylie Cameron. This one is trickled down the length of the ice surface into the right wing corner. Mustangs are on it. Mosconis looking up the left side and hits Devlin. Devlin on a cross, right side for McDonald. McDonald shoots and scores. Rather, Mackenzie Lombardi coming up with the top shelf goal for the Mustangs. It is 5-0 with 6:58 to go. On the goal by Mackenzie Lombardi. It'll be her third goal of the year.
Yeah, as Ray mentioned, that's
Rather
actually
her
fourth goal of the year for Mackenzie Lombardi. And Mustangs able to get pressure there on Savannah Gutierrez and beat her glove side. It's Lombardi who, that was a good shot, top post.
Absolutely, it took a good shot there to beat Gutierrez over the shoulder. And Lombardi was able to pick a perfect corner. Devlin with the assist and Cameron with the other. And those three players are really having an impressive day here so far. Held in by Borzoi, coming across, dumped into the left corner. This one worked free by Palometta. Palometta to the half boards. Rolled back to the side of goal where it's covered by Harmon. 6:28 remaining. It is 5-0 Mustangs.
Yeah, for the Mustangs, they came into the period with 18 shots on net, now up to 31. The Pioneers had 9 shots on goal coming into this period, have 11, but it's good to see the Pioneers putting some pressure here on the Mustangs very late here in this contest.
Face off, one back to Borsoi to Hershey. Hershey along the half wall, nearly poked out by Box. Pioneers keep it alive, centering feed bouncing off the side of the net from Olivia Hershey. And here come the Mustangs the other way. Here's Shauna Moore. Shauna Moore trying to outside chip, right there, ready for it for Utica. Nice play by Lindsay Winter to navigate it back outside the stripe. And the Mustangs will get called for offside as they tried to re-enter.
Yeah, 6:04 left here in the third period. Right now, 5-0 in favor of the Morrisville State Mustangs. But Savannah Gutierrez has played a very solid game to this point as we have a neutral zone face-off here for both teams.
Georgie Santulo leaning into this face-off, and the Mustangs will end up controlling it. Tipped ahead by Finney. Finney to the far side boards. It's a scrum bunched up against the penalty benches. Reaching for it is Sloan. And it came right off the back of Sierra Voller by the looks of it. With 5:48 to go in the third period, and play was finally blown dead. That looked like it got caught in some equipment with 5:48 to go.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ray. It looks like that did get caught in some equipment. And it appears this could be another neutral zone face-off here at center ice. It looks like that one's going to be won by the Mustangs.
Indeed, one and controlled by Morrisville. Dumped into the left corner. Rolled up the rim to Ava Suda. Suda off the dasher down. And now Suda walking ahead across the red line. She'll hit the blue line with some speed. Dumped around the board. Sloan keeping the pressure on. Down low to Carolyn Whitney. Whitney from back behind the net. And poked wide by Santulo, who actually caught that puck in midair. 5:18 to go. Third period. Hard shot taken by Holly Silva that was snapped wide of goal. From below the goal line, Sloan looking around for it. And the Mustangs will come up and clear the puck back to center ice. 5 minutes to go in the third period. It is 5-0 Morrisville. Shots on goal, 31-12 Mustangs. Whitney with her back to the defender. Trying to keep the puck pinned here is Henderson. Now retrieved by McDonald. McDonald up the near side. Silva will sneak behind Henderson. Silva carrying wide. Centered in. Scored! Morgan Lieb with the redirect in front of the right post. It's her first career collegiate goal. And Utica is on the board with 4:36 to go.
Yeah, first career goal for forward Morgan Lieb from Farmington Hills, MI, Michigan. Nice job there getting that pass to her in front of the net. And finally, the Pioneers are on the board as they get one past Adriana Harmon. That was 4:36 left here in the third period.
Morgan Lieb with the tip in front of the right side post. And the Pioneers are on the board. The assist by Holly Silva doing a lot of the strong work out of the corner to set the table for Lieb. She thrusted it to the post, and Lieb was there with the redirect. Really well presented target all the way around. And a good, well-executed play by a couple of freshmen. 4:27 to go. Mustangs looking for an answer. They get it. Mackenzie Lombardi has a hat trick in this one, as she lifted it to the top shelf. And that is her 5th goal of the year.
Yeah, for the Mustangs, they answer quintessentially right back. Mackenzie Lombardi, again, top shelf. That is a hat trick for that young lady on today. 4:24 left here in the third period.
That took all of about 12 seconds to materialize. After the goal by Morgan Lieb, it's the third of the game for Mackenzie Lombardi, now 6-1 Mustangs. Dumped into the corner, Borsoi losing an edge as she went in wide, working against Reese Brown on the puck. Side of the net, hard shot taken from a sharp angle by Lawson, saved by Gutierrez. 4:09 left to play.
Yeah, for Gutierrez, that's a nice job of rebounding right there to get that save with 4:09 left here in the third period.
Mackenzie Lombardi, by the way, the last time that Morrisville played Utica, Lombardi also had a hat trick in that game. So back-to-back appearances against Utica with a hat trick for Lombardi. So she has definitely been tough to handle when she has played Utica. 3:54 to play in the third period. Borsoi up the boards to Beckman. Overskated by a few players, but finally settled down by McDonald. McDonald whips it to the circle, and that's where it's picked up by Lindsay Winter. And she chips it off the sidewall. It could be a break in front for Maddie Pados, but Pados was knocked away from the puck by the back checker there. 3:27 left to go, third period. A collision in the far corner with Hannah Beckman involved. The Morrisville player is still a little bit slow to get up here and appears to be having trouble in doing so. They'll call on the trainer to go have a look. And getting back up under her own power, that's Shine Kennedy.
Yeah, Hannah Beckman getting caught up in the corner with Shine Kennedy right there. A little bit of sportsmanship going on there at the end. And 3:22 left in this contest. If you're Dave Clausen, you have to admire the grit of your girls right now. They have stayed in this fight this entire game, no matter the score.
With a little bit of a younger roster out there, season opener is going to be a learning experience, no matter how it ends up playing out. 3:18 to go. Third period, and that one was tipped away by Eva Suda. Suda couldn't get it outside her own blue line. Kendra Johnston giving chase for the Mustangs. As Suda again reaches in for the puck and now gets it behind the defender in front of her. Here's Olivia Hershey. Hershey bottled up to the outside, a shot forced wide. Staniszewski is on it. Staniszewski looking back to Silva. And there with the takeaway and removing it from the zone is Dobson. 2:50 to go here in the third period. It is 6-1 Morrisville. To the skates of Hershey. Hershey hands this off along. And Staniszewski dangling briefly for a moment, only to be stood up by Muskomas. 2.5 to go. Here's Whitney. Whitney with 4 defenders back. Whitney trying to bat it behind all of them. Mustangs were ready for that. Devlin up the left side. Cameron lost an edge on her way in over the line. A 2-on-2 rush the other way. Silva carrying around the defender. Silva centers that, and it was just in front of Carolyn Whitney. Deflected away by the defender manning the net front for Morrisville. That was Alana Palometa. 2:02 to go. Lombardi knocked up the right side. Rink-wide pass beyond the grasp of Fitzery. Fitzery going back for it in the left side corner. And Fitzery with her stick lifted here by Cameron. Centered in. Rising shot saved by Gutierrez on Dobson.
Yeah, Gutierrez closing the pads, able to gobble up that shot there from Dobson with 1:45 left here in the contest, Ray. You have to be impressed with that. Really, the chemistry has been going on early on with a couple of these younger players. Holly Silva, Caroline Whitney, and Morgan Lieb out there right now, Ray.
1:44 to go, third period. Morrisville up 6-1. Lieb in the heart of the scrum here. Now worked free to Sioux City. Sioux City off the wall and through center. Mustangs trying to start up the counterattack. Pass intended for Dobson was sniffed out by Lillis. Comes back to Brown and now to Serena Fitzery. Fitzery up the far side boards. Tipped along by Morgan Lieb. 1:15 to go in the third period. It is 6-1 Morrisville. Brown holding the zone. Loose puck comes over to Dobson. Dobson launching the pass, looking for Johnston. And that was just out in front of her with a minute to go. 34-13 the shots for Morrisville as they are in line to pick up their first victory of the season. Here in the final minute of regulation. Left side, Lieb with the Utica goal, dumps it in. And now it's Finney back to retrieve it behind her own cage. Briefly over-skated by Mackenzie Lombardi, but now she settles it and got it back to the center circle. Eluded Beckman. Here is Lombardi. Lombardi down the left wing side. Handed off in tight quarters to Devlin. Devlin looking back to the trailer. Finney. Finney skating over to it. Dumped in deep by Lombardi. And rolled around to the corner boards where Devlin starts the reversal. To the half wall, Lombardi. Blocked back to the point. Long shot taken by Muskonas. Ramped up into the glass by Gutierrez. 5 seconds left to go. And as those precious moments tick off the clock, Morrisville will walk out of here with a 6-1 victory over Utica here this afternoon. Their first victory of the season. Pioneers will fall to 0-1. So the season opener not quite going the way that the Pioneers expected, but certainly with a younger team, a lot of lessons you can learn here going into the Utica opener and conference play. The UCHC opener on November the 12th, just a few days from now, against Nazareth College. And Nazareth last year was the second place team in the UCHC regular season, so they'll be looking to start off conference play with a lot to prove here in the next few days. So again, that game November the 12th here at the Odd, 7 o'clock p.m.
Nazareth receiving 5 votes in the latest USCHO Division III women's poll on November 4th. It's going to be a very good contest between these teams. And if you're the Pioneers right now, albeit the scoreboard it doesn't look the way you want it to look, there were quite a few bright spots for this team. You have to talk about that penalty kill, 2 for 2 on the day. Their penalty kill did a very good job. Kira Borsoy looked very good there on penalty kill, along with Becky Brown. And then, as I was speaking a little bit earlier also too, it seemed like a lot of the younger players started to gel as the game went on.
Again, a final recap of the scoring.
Especially Holly Silva, Caroline Whitney, and Morgan Lieb right there at the end.
Silva and Lieb involved in Utica's lone goal. A recap of the scoring. 16:51 of the first. Kylie Cameron got Morrisville on the board. That lead doubled to 2 at 17:55 as Mackenzie Lombardi netted her first of the day. In the second period, Cameron on the board again at 8:06. Johnston at 12:03 for a 4-0 lead after 2 periods for the Mustangs. That took us into the third, where Lombardi extended the lead with her second goal at 13:02. Morgan Lieb at 15:24 broke up the shutout with her first career collegiate goal, assisted by Silva, who got her first career point on the play. And then at 15:36, Lombardi finishes off the hat trick. 12 seconds after the Lieb goal, Devlin and Cameron pick up the assists. Again, we'll see you on November the 12th. I believe it's a Tuesday night. It is here at the Odd, a 7 p.m. start time between the Pioneers and the Golden Flyers of Nazareth College. For David J. Cooney, this is Ray Biggs saying so long and goodbye from the Utica Odd. Be good to yourselves and each other.